We all have a yearning for love, but relationships can be confusing and complicated. Dr. Tammi Baliszewski says it all starts from within. It starts with a journey to center. Here's your host for Journey to Center on Empower Radio, Dr. Tammi Baliszewski.
Hello, my beautiful and wonderful Empower friends. So happy to be spending some time with you today. I'd like to know, how is your relationship with your intuition? Have you ever had a weird feeling or seen a red flag in a relationship or in your life, but then dismiss it? I know I have. That is part of the reason I eventually set the intention to cultivate a more open and clear relationship with my intuition and my inner knowing. After making many mistakes, ridiculous choices, and taking wrong turns, I decided I wanted to align and partner with the same energy that moves the planets around the sun, is responsible for making the grass green, and holds the stars in their place. I no longer wanted to create my life from my own understanding. I wanted to co-create my life in partnership with the universe. And now the universe and I are in a wonderful, healthy, and committed relationship. My life is consistently filled with synchronicity, miracles, prosperity, and joy. And if I can do it, I know you can too. I'm so excited to be talking about how you can experience a life of alignment, co-creativity, and joy with my incredible guest. In fact, she's one of my very favorite guests ever on Journey to Center. We are so fortunate to be able to hang out for a while with Dee Wallace. Dee is an immensely accomplished actress and has starred in E.T., The Extraterrestrial, Cujo, The Howling, as well as 130 other films. Her television and commercial credits number in the thousands. Dee has had great success in the entertainment industry. She is also a best-selling author and healer. Additionally, Dee is a bright light and a powerful force in the world as an internationally recognized and respected spiritual teacher. Dee, thank you for being with us today. I'm so excited.
What a great promo. Thank you. I hope I can live up to it, dude.
Oh, gosh. You're so easy to promote. I mean, it's just like, I'm just stating the facts. There's so much more I could say about you.
Thank you, baby. It's great to be here.
Yes, it is really wonderful to connect. You know, somebody that's so, I think, accomplished in the entertainment industry, but that is also so conscious. It's like, I just really admire and respect everything about you and what you're doing.
And vice versa. We have a mutual admiration society, don't we?
What's better than that?
Well, exactly. And isn't that what we're all looking to have with the universe?
You know, and that's so true. I think when we see the best in ourselves, we naturally see the best in others. And it's sort of like, I think we ascend in our consciousness, we kind of up level, and we start attracting other people of like mind because water finds its own level.
Absolutely. And I know that the most important thing that all of us can do right off the bat to do that is love ourselves more. I just get up every morning, and I tell all my clients this, get up in the morning and go, how can I love myself more today and experience that love for myself today? Because when you really get in touch with the God of you and how magnificent you are, then everything that you do, that energy goes into. Everybody you meet, that energy reaches out and touches. And you then start refining the perspective that you see the world through.
Yeah, I feel like it's like cleaning our lens, cleaning the prescription lens. And I think when it's clouded with judgment or fear or, you know, anything that represents not loving ourselves, we're seeing the world through this clouded lens that really isn't our prescription.
Yeah, that's right. And we're having a lot of experiences coming forward in our world right now to test us about how we're practicing doing that. I mean, the whole incident in Colorado, yes, according to my channel, is all about the loss of hope and love that we have for this world. Mm-hmm. And it starts with ourselves. So if we've lost hope in ourselves, that we are not the creators of this world, that, quote unquote, there's nothing we can do, and the world's going to hell in a handbasket, mm-hmm, that creates the hopelessness, which creates the anger, which demands some kind of detachment for us then to be able to exist in this world. And when you have detachment, you close your heart down and violence happens.
Yes, and again, you're stating something that I'm getting goosebumps because it's really, really true. It's that disempowered victim stance.
Yes.
And you're never going to manifest prosperity. You're never going to have great relationships from that posture.
Well, and you lose literally your hope around the whole creation process that you're
Yes.
here to discover and work with, right? We're here to take the energy that's available to everybody and decide what we want to do with it. And we direct that through our perspectives that we were talking about, through our thought processes, through our belief systems. But most of us are still under the illusion that the world is just happening and we don't have a whole lot to do with it. And until we, all of us, move into individually taking back our empowerment for the magnificent creators that we are, then the world has to keep saying, okay, do you still want this? Do you still want this? Do you still want this violence? Do you still want this imbalance in the financial system? Do you still want, these natural disasters? Because I truly believe that the natural disasters are just a reactionary metaphor for the anger again and the hopelessness that we're holding within ourselves.
Yes. You bring up such a great point, and I say this all the time. Each and every one of us have more power than we think.
We have all the power.
Yes.
We have all the power, and this is what changed my life and my work, is that when I read in the I Am discourses that God, the energy, universal love, whatever your term is for the higher energy, the force, Star Wars term, that it cannot and will not intercede on your behalf without your clear direction. Well, that was life-changing to me. I was raised as a pretty poor kid in Kansas, and we were Methodists. And basically what that's saying is God can't help me until I direct God. And that was blasphemous to me. But the more I studied metaphysics and how this all works, I got it, that I'm the God of me that was given free will by the God of all. So if I don't take responsibility in how I want to direct that free will, there's nothing the bigger energy can co-create with me. But when I do decide, and I know that I'm in co-creation with the great energy, then miracles happen.
Oh, it's so true. And Jesus said it himself, the kingdom of heaven is within, and greater things than this will you do. The master was telling us, he what I got from that was he wasn't saying I'm all that and you have to worship me. Although some people interpret it as such, what he's saying is don't look at me like I'm all that. It's in you too. It's in you too.
Absolutely.
He was trying to turn us inward.
I quite frankly don't know how they can take the statement, these things and more will you do also, and turn that into you have to worship me and you have no power. I don't get it.
I have this conversation a lot with my recovering Catholic friends and Methodist friends and Baptist friends. But, I also, I don't know if you do this, Dee, but I look at people's lives of living examples of their beliefs. And then I decide if I want to take their advice, because everybody has a point of view and advice, but I want to learn from the people that are living examples. This is why I like connecting with you. This is why I go on your website and look at what you have to say, because you are the living example of authentic power.
Oh, thank you. Oh, really touched my heart. And I can tell you that nobody was a bigger victim than I was when I started this work. I was at the
takes that.
bottom of the heap. I was. And it's that day that changed my life when I dropped to my knees and said, I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to be a victim. I want a way we can heal ourselves. And those were the key words. And literally within seconds, I was hearing the messages, became very clairaudient. And, then it took me years of going, well, why me? Why should I have this gift? Why should I trust this gift, right? Why should I feel empowered by this gift? And I truly think it's because I'm just Deanna Bowers from Kansas, who was raised in a poor household in the Midwest. And I'm able to say it in a way that's not woo-woo, that people can get, and they can go, oh, I get it from her. So,
yes.
Don't question if you're getting it, guys. Don't question. Just accept and accept your empowerment and do the work,
So true.
Joyfully.
I like something the Course in Miracles says. I refer to this often. All of God's children are special, and none of God's children are special. We're essentially all the same stuff.
Yep.
So, Dee, I would really like to hear from you. Say somebody is listening to the show right now and they're not feeling empowered and they're not feeling happy or fulfilled or prosperous. What are maybe some action steps or some techniques or exercises that they can start to use to tap into their own inner knowing? I know you tapped into your clairaudient ability. How can people tap into the wisdom within and their intuition?
First of all, they have to choose. I mean, ask and you receive. Well, ask in the original meaning was claim or demand. I will be clear, and I will choose to empower myself. Most of us are still waiting, as the song says, we're waiting for the world to change. When I get the money, I'll be empowered. When I have the relationship, I'll be happy. When the chemo works, I'll be well. And we're waiting and looking for anything and everything outside of ourselves to create ourselves. And so the first step is always to choose your own empowerment and choose to know that you are the God of you that was given free will, and you better start being conscious and choosing to be conscious. And I think, so many times, when I do a workshop, I'll come in, and one of the first things I say is, so how many people have attended a lot of healing workshops? And everybody dutifully puts up their hand. And I look at them and say, then why aren't you healed? Because it doesn't take a lifetime of work. It takes a moment of choice and accepting the responsibility that you can heal yourself. I don't believe anybody else heals anybody else, but I believe a lot of us bring forward and mirror the empowerment for people so that they can see in themselves that and heal themselves. One of the simplest exercises that I can throw out is a very simple breathing exercise. I don't believe a lot in exercises. I don't believe a lot in, meditating for hours. And, it's just, that's not what the world's made of anymore. If you do the work that I do and that you do, we live in a meditation pretty much. Whether we're at a dance class or in a movie or anywhere else, I never move very far out of the channel. But this breathing exercise was given to me by a group of psychoimmunologists from Harvard and UCLA. And not only does it shift you to the tipping point, which I'll explain in a minute, but they also miraculously found that it turned around almost to some degree every disease they work with. And all it is you take a deep breath into the count of 3 or 4, and you exhale with a smile on your face while you're saying any mantra you want to say. I mean, it could be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? I, however, in invite people to look at whatever it is that they're truly focused on. And I'm always embarrassed to say this that I'm going to say, but the channel said to me, I said, okay, well, what's my highest claim for my mantra? I am money. I went, what? There's got to be, that doesn't sound very spiritual. And the channel said to me, no, but when you know that you're the creation of money, you'll know that you're the creation of everything. And so where is it in your lives? What is it that when you know, and you absolutely know that you're the creator of, when will that shift you into knowing that you're the creator about everything? Is it your health? Is it relationships? Is it money? Is it success? Is it your empowerment as a healer? Whatever it is. And if you're confused about that, the mantra that I always give everybody, if they don't know, is I am joy and love on the exhale. Now, the tipping point is that place where you focus your energy and your claim and your commitment on something for so long that you literally move into the experience of it. And one day you wake up and you go, oh my God, I am money. It's all about me.
I've manifested this intention. And it does. It makes you feel, it makes you realize and experience the fact that you have great power.
Yes. And you'll know it. The minute you go over that tipping point, you'll know it. So you do that breathing exercise for 10 minutes, no more than 20 a day. I say that because it feels so good after the third or fourth day that sometimes you just get lost in it. And sometimes I open my eyes and go, oh my God, it's been 21 minutes, and I go, I'm thinking maybe I haven't done it for 10, it's kind of like
it does. It feels good. It feels really good when you're in a theta place. Love it.
Well, empowerment feels good, loving ourselves and being in joy feels good. And by the way, those are the two things that give you the most power to create anything. Love and joy. If you move into everything you want to create, go ahead.
I think those are the highest vibrations. I think love, joy, and also appreciation. And if you set the intention to experience those qualities or characteristics, your life will change in a powerful and positive way pretty quickly.
Yeah, it has to. It absolutely has to. And where do you have to start? With yourself.
Well, and you bring up a really good
myself.
point.
I'm in joy about myself. I appreciate me,
And you bring up a good point about the money, because I think, what is it? The 1% that has it, the 99% that doesn't. So a lot of people think money is going to bring them happiness, but it's out there. And I think the planet Earth, we have an interesting dynamic here, free will and choice. And I think our primary areas for learning about our power is money, relationships, health, and maybe career. So I think it's something, we all struggle with something here because it's our tools. It's our tools so that we can start to experience our power as spiritual beings having this human experience. If we didn't have these tools, we would never get around to our soul curriculum.
Well, and if we could shift our perspective from looking at the glass half full from half empty, and not look at it as a struggle, but look at it as somebody, for instance, who wants to run the 4-minute mile. And they go, okay, how can I? Well, I'm going to train. I'm going to run every day. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to make the commitment. First of all, I'm going to prove to myself I can do it. And I'm going to do everything I can to create that. And it was amazing to me that when I reached the tipping point that day of I am money, I started creating probably 5 times more than I had created before that day. So it wasn't about, wow, money's just going to fall into me, and it did. But I started going, wow, I want to create this. And it brought money. Oh, my God, I want to create that. I want to do that seminar. I mean, I've done more unbelievable 2-hour seminars on such amazing subjects in the last year, and done one a month, and taught a 2-day workshop once a month with different people that I really admire. And I mean, it's just, just finished my 4th book. I once I knew I was money, it was like, oh, well, now I can create the money. And how do I want to create it? So I want people to hear that when you get to that tipping point, whether you get there through your health or success or money or relationships, when you get there, it opens up your power of creativity that will reinforce what you're saying.
It is so true. And to me, when I talk to people about why they want money, it is for the purpose of freedom and power. And once you experience the freedom and power internally, instead of waiting for the money to show up, that's when the money can show up.
Absolutely. And money doesn't make you happy, but it doesn't make you unhappy either. Your consciousness and what you do with the money is what creates that. So,
yeah, if you don't love yourself and you manifest a lot of money, it doesn't mean you're going to be happier. I think money makes us more of what we are. So if you're a happy, loving human being and you manifest more money, you're going to be more happy, more loving, probably more generous,
Yeah.
If you're a miserable human being and you don't love yourself, more money is probably going to make you less happy, because you're going to start attracting people that want you for your money, because you don't know your love is really the most important aspect of yourself.
Absolutely. Yep.
I just love having these conversations with you.
Well,
I like something Randy Pausch said. Are you a Tigger or are you an Eeyore? And you are really just a fun, prosperous, amazing Tigger. And although I feel like I've been on this path a long time, I always feel like I learn more from you, or I see things from a slightly different perspective. And I think it helps me expand in my consciousness. And really, that's my biggest priority. So it's like you're food for my soul, Dee.
Oh, bless you, honey. You're so very generous with your heart and your comments. But, when 2 or more are gathered, we rock.
That's what Jesus said, but maybe he used different words, but it's the same message.
Yeah, I mean, when 2 or more, and I see that with my healing partner, we're doing this awesome 4-month program, and when he and I get together to do the work, he may see it through symbols, I may see it or hear it through clairaudience, and then we both kind of get frequencies. And I'm pretty sure that what's happening now is that we're being given literally 3 different languages that say the same thing, sort of like English, French, and German, and this is how you speak each one, but it means the same meaning. That's what we're being given with symbols and words and frequencies now. So I don't quite understand what it is that we'll be using it for, but according to my information, we're going to be using it starting August. So,
really? I haven't heard this. How interesting.
Well, yeah, this is just through my channel, and it's interesting because this program that we've just launched that starts in August is Let the Shift Hit the Fan.
I just love that. Shift happens. I love it.
Yeah, and that's what we all want to do, is we all want to take the poo and turn it into the shift, right?
It's so true. So, Dee, we don't have much time left here. I can't believe how fast this is going. Say somebody's listening, it's like, man, I love this woman. How do they get more of Dee Wallace? How can they find you?
They can find me in everything I do and everything I offer at IamDeeWallace.com. IamDeeWallace.com. There's a bunch of awesome free classes on there, how to use a pendulum, creating ourselves again after loss. That's a lovely free 2-hour webinar we did. And then there's bunches of webinars for a big $20 that are 2 hours that you'll get literally the highest discernment around the subject, I think, possible.
And are your books available on your website as well?
Yes, my books are available, and if you order them through my website, I'll autograph them for you and send them off.
Yeah, you have Bright Light, which I just read. Your autobiography was amazing. It's more than your story. It takes people on your journey. Then you have E, Everything is Energy, right?
Yes, the big E, and Conscious Creation.
Conscious Creation, directing energy to get the life you want. And I think we can all have that. I think we can all have amazing, prosperous lives. It's not like there's one pie we all have to fight for. Once we realize the principles of prosperity and conscious creation, we realize we can have our own whole pie. And we don't even have to settle for apple if we want coconut cream.
I want chocolate. That's what I want.
I love chocolate, but I want coconut cream. And you know what?
Oh, okay.
We can all have...
there's enough for both of us then, isn't there?
There's enough for everyone. And I love that you're teaching by example. And I'm just so honored you took this time because I know you're really busy, lighting up the world. And I'm just so excited and so honored that you took some time to light up Empower Radio and Journey to Center with your heart and your wisdom and your knowing. And I want to have you on again, and I want to take callers.
I would love to do that. I will come play with you anytime.
I am excited.
Let me know.
I'm going to be down in LA pretty soon. I'm going to call you.
Please do.
There's things we can talk about that would be amazing. Really, really fun.
And we'll have some pie.
I love pie. Let's have some pie together.
You got it. You call me, okay?
Thank you. You rock, and you're just a diamond, and I adore you. So thank you for your time, and I will talk to you a little bit later.
All right, gorgeous. Have a great one.
I will, honey. Lots of love to you. Talk to you soon. And we're going to go to break. When we come back, I'm going to be continuing the conversation about how you can become more intuitive and maybe even psychic with the world's most documented psychics, Linda and Terry Jamison. So I'm very, very excited. You're going to want to hang on for this. They're going to give us some tools and techniques and maybe even a couple predictions. Hang on. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Empower Radio. Now back to Journey to Center with Dr. Tammi Baliszewski.
Thanks for hanging out with us. You are in for a treat. We are back with the Psychic Twins. With 20 years as professional psychics, identical twins Terry and Linda Jamison, internationally known as the Psychic Twins, are the world's most documented have reunited families, helped solve murder cases, and find missing purses. They've also saved marriages and diagnosed illnesses. They blew everyone's fuses on The View. They have crashed the ABC website. They have been featured multiple times on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and now they are back here on Journey to Center. Thanks, girls, for being here.
We're back.
We're back. Hi, Tammi.
Yes, I'm so happy. You guys were one of our most listened to shows ever on Empower Radio.
Oh,
you guys
I think we were your highest rated show, at least at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was last year, wasn't it?
Well, always growing, and so you probably are again.
We tend to crash websites.
Yes, I know. Everybody wants to hear what you have to say. So I'm excited you're taking time out of your busy schedule to have this conversation and share what you know and your gifts with me and with our listeners. So I know you guys have a #1 bestseller, Psychic Intelligence, and now it's out in paperback. I have read it and I loved it. But maybe some of our listeners, maybe some people don't know about it or haven't heard about it. I can't believe that would be true. But in case that's the case, tell me about your book. What can people expect if they get a copy of this?
Okay. Well, think of it as a makeover for your inner self. It's really a clear step-by-step process to help you train your own psychic listening and tune into a knowing and a feeling that transcends or bypasses your logical mind and opens up your psychic listening to the subtle messages that are all around you. It really goes in depth. This book is not for the faint of heart. It's for people that are serious about developing their intuition. And we talk about the 4 clairs and which one might be your strength, or maybe you have more than one strength, as we do.
We teach people how to predict the future, change your destiny, and do mediumship in this book. And no other book does that. You know, we're the first people, really, that I know of that have been documented in future predictions, and we're actually the most documented psychics in history because Nostradamus didn't have a radio or a television or a big screen. And so
technology is helping you get your information and your knowing out there, which I love. I love that we have technology on our side right now. And I loved your book. It is a guide. My dad actually ordered it from Norway, and he tends to be a bit of a left-brainer, but it really opened his mind to some abilities I don't think he knew he had. If
really
you will read it and get value,
nice.
I know everyone will.
Yeah, everybody that reads it says, this is the best book on psychic development I've ever read. My life has changed because of it. I'm psychic now because of it. And this is what we want people to do. You know, we want to really help people create and find strong and worthwhile relationships and attract true love and wealth and abundance. Tammy, we want people to make, you know, the career path that they know that they should have and the success and vibrant health that they really, really want in life.
Yes. We give you a step-by-step process, specific techniques and exercises throughout the book. It's really chock full of all of our secrets of over 50 years of working in this work, and we really would love for your readers to go online and buy it. We actually have, I think, a special where they package it together with our autobiography, Separated at Earth, on Amazon.
We're actually our paperback and hard copy of Psychic Intelligence are in stores everywhere now.
Yeah, even internationally, it's coming out in Chinese language. And I believe Brazilian, and it's a #1 bestseller in Russia, believe it or not.
Wow.
Which is really cool. And they really believe in psychics over there.
Well, this is what I love about you, Terry and Linda. You definitely have an amazing gift, but you're not just saying I have it and you don't. You're saying we have it and you can have it too, and I'm going to show you how.
Right. I mean, this is a how-to book. This is, you know, we're sharing all of our lifelong secrets that we actually are spirit taught, you know. We weren't taught these by humans. We were taught by spirit, you know, over 50 years. So we're really sharing a lot of valuable information here, and it's very easy to understand. It's not like some esoteric, you know, complicated theory, blah, 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 you know, that so many people just kind of write about. This is really what worked for us, and it works for everyone.
Very practical, guys.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So just for, because I haven't talked to you for a little while, I would like to know, what are some of the 2012 predictions that you have made that have come to fruition?
Oh, well, actually, you know, the most recent one that we're now becoming quite famous for is we're the only ones who predicted on tape the Denver, Colorado mass terror attack. We did that on L.A. Cheslick's Wings of Love back on May 16th, and we warned people of lone wolf terror attacks and said Denver, Colorado was a big plot that was happening there.
Now, Aurora is only 10 miles outside of Denver.
Right.
And we try to always give the who, what, when, and where, and we try to be as specific as possible. We really go out on a limb and stick our necks out. We take a huge risk when we make these predictions because our reputation is at stake with everything we say. And fortunately, we've been right probably 98% of the time. But this is actually on tape. You can go to Allie's Wings of Love and hear it. But this was the largest mass shooting in U.S. history, and it's such a horrific event. But we tried to warn people. We really, really did. And that's why we wrote this book, Tammy, so that people would be able to know, should I go to the theater tonight? Tap into that power, that psychic knowing that we all have.
And tend to ignore, right? We tend to.
So many of us ignore it.
Exactly.
You know? Maybe I shouldn't bring my baby to the theater tonight. You know, and you don't really know why, but listen, tap into that knowing. You know, You don't want your children in the theater at midnight to see a horror film if this kind of thing is happening. So it's like you just kind of get a bad feeling. You may want to second guess yourself.
And
maybe I
tune in.
shouldn't go to the theater. So that's why we wrote about this book, to protect people from terrorist attacks, Bernie Madoff,
Ponzi schemes,
losing your money, investing with the wrong people,
bad
dating,
boyfriend,
nightmares from hell that we've all dated them.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what it's for. It's practical guidance so that you can avoid these
disasters.
Yeah.
Psychic intelligence, we feel, is vitally important to the survival of society and to success in life in general.
Well, you bring up such a great point, because I think for me, and I know for probably everyone listening, we sometimes don't trust our feelings and we rely more on our intellect than
our culture values intellect, logic, which can be proven scientifically. And people with a heightened intuitive sense historically have been shamed and dismissed as woo-woo and suppressed
and crazy
and censored, as we have many times been censored on radio and television, even on The View. So we understand that is where historically people have come from, this great fear around this very natural ability that we all have had for centuries, and it's been suppressed by the church and educators.
And science is only 300 years old. Get over yourself, scientists.
Yes,
intuition has been around for eons and eons, as long as humans have been around. Adam and Eve had intuition. So why should we think that science is the be-all, end-all? It's only 300 years old.
Not the Holy Grail, folks. Science does not have all the answers.
I'm absolutely with you. I know my life shifted in a big way when I decided to cultivate a more open and clear relationship with my intuition. And I started listening to the deeper knowing and quit trying to talk myself out of it. I don't have to know why I feel the way I feel.
Right.
So to trust that. I love the message that you guys are sharing.
And go deeper with that and explore that.
And that's what, our book helps with, too, is second-guessing yourself, doubting yourself, and the fear. We help you overcome, step by step, overcome the fear of doing this, of tapping into your intuition, using the four clairs. So that's the biggest thing, that we get, Tammi, from our listeners and readers is, I am so afraid. I've blocked this all my life, and I'm so afraid. And people will open our book, and they literally will feel their arms tingling, their heart tingle. They get tingling sensations all over their body when they just first encounter our book. So there's something real here with the energy. It's not just intellectual. It's something that they're feeling.
Well, and I think what you're saying is so true, because I get goosebumps when I hear truth. It's so cute because our producer, Steve, is writing in the background, oh, my God, I'm getting goosebumps. I think it's one way our soul talks to us.
The chill of truth, we call that.
Chill of truth.
We get it all
the
day.
Time. Yep.
You get it, and you give it to others, too, because you are speaking truth. So
that's our
I'm all
mission.
about truth with a capital T. So I just love everything you're saying and your intentions and your messages. I think it's just profound and wonderful.
Well,
so now I'd like to know, girls, if you have any predictions you can share with us that might be coming around the corner for us as a humanity and a society.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say, with the Olympics starting tomorrow, actually the games start tomorrow and the opening ceremony is Friday, but Michael Phelps is going to break the all-time medal record in London in the Olympics this year, very soon. Within the next few weeks, you're going to see this play out. He already has so many medals, but he is going to break the all-time medal record of any Olympian in history. And that is, you could take that one to the bank. And in terms of, I forgot to tell you that we were the only psychics that predicted Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' divorce on national television
6 years ago.
And the exact year that he and Katie would divorce. We said it on the Dr. Keith Abloh show, which is now brand new, up on YouTube.
Yes, just put in Psychic Twins predicted, I think, appeared on Dr. Keith Ablow show, Ablow. You can just put.
I remember hearing that. I didn't remember the exact year, but
we put the whole
like Katie Holmes, and I'm so glad that you were right.
And so there's a lot of cynical people that'll say, "Oh, Hollywood marriages never last." Anybody could have said that, but the truth is, back then, 5 years ago, they were, Hollywood's darling couple, right? And the golden couple, and everybody thought, "Oh, they're the perfect
for each other."
Yeah. And we said they will split in 5 years, and 5 years exactly they split up and have already divorced and worked out the negotiations.
Settlement, yeah.
So that's on YouTube. You can see it.
And we predicted all the big tornadoes that happen in February, which never happens in February. Everyone's like, oh, tornadoes happen all the time. But the fact is that was 2 months earlier than the tornado season usually starts, and we predicted it several days before it happened, and even the meteorologists missed it, Tammy.
The National Weather Service always misses these things, and so it's like, get with the program. Guys. Read our
That's
books.
So true. I don't even know why I
watch
watch the weather, because it's never right.
It's never right.
You guys need to have a weather channel.
There's no weather here in LA, and they're still wrong.
And they have millions of dollars of fancy equipment, and they miss the biggest things that occur in weather-wise in our nation.
It's so true.
Whatever. Anyway, they need to buy our book, Psychic Intelligence.
I love that. And, I know there are naysayers. I hear them all the time, but I've known you girls for a long time, and I know you're right, like virtually all the time.
Thank you.
It's pretty amazing.
It's so funny because the skeptics and the haters, they have to make up lies about predictions we never made, because they say things like, "Oh, their 9/11 prediction is missing. What a shame." Well, it's not missing, folks. It's in 16 films.
Actually, the prediction we made of the Denver, Colorado mass terror attack was removed from all 4 video postings on YouTube the day it happened. Yeah. So we have hackers that are removing our predictions
the day they happen.
Now, and it's very, very bizarre. It doesn't happen to any other psychic.
No, it doesn't happen to anyone else, and so that's why we're starting to record our own, everything that we
our own radio shows.
Because
that's probably
so we have control.
There's a negative agenda out there.
The media does not want us to be doing this and shedding the light we are on anything. They don't like it. They're trying to suppress it. There's a dark anchor in the media that does not like that we can do this.
I love that you can.
Thank you.
So do you guys have any vibe about the presidential race?
Well, we've been saying for a couple of years before anybody else did that we feel Obama is really in trouble. It's going to take a miracle for him to be reelected. It's all going to be about the fundamental defining issue of the 2012 campaign will be jobs and the economy. And as you know, probably know, the economy has to add 13 million jobs over the next 3 years to bring unemployment down to 6%. And we don't see that happening anytime soon. I think it's going to be very difficult for Obama, in spite of the media purporting that he will win a second term. We are seeing him being in danger.
Very interesting. Yeah, I say the same thing. We need more jobs. My husband's a businessman, and he's been saying this, before Obama got elected. So we need jobs. We need jobs. So how do we do that? I think we have to support the small business people.
It takes a really good plan. And right now we're not seeing one.
And I also would like to see more jobs come back to our country, to come back to the United States. And I think that will happen. I think we'll be adding more jobs within the next 3-4 years. It's going to take time, though. I mean, we were really faced with the biggest depression since the Great Depression, and it's not going to be easy to climb out of this mess. But, we really, really are optimistic about it, Tammy.
I like hearing that. Of course, I love hearing that. So do you have any feelings about, the housing market, employment? I know you touched on that a little bit. Mm-hmm.
That's going to take longer to come back.
Oh, it could take as much as 10 years.
It could take 8 to 10 years or longer
to come back.
Because, in a lot of areas like L.A., the banks are sitting on, millions of foreclosures. And if they put them on the market, it would just tank the whole market. So this is what we have, we know about it, but most people don't see what's going on behind the scenes. And I think the housing is in a lot bigger mess than what is commonly perceived or known.
I love that you guys share the truth, even if it isn't something we always want to hear, because I think it gives us the tools or the higher perspective, the higher altitude, so we can make better choices for ourselves.
Yes.
Thank
we
you.
don't sugarcoat it, but we do give a positive side, a spiritual sort of overview of why these catastrophes and calamities occur in the economy and with the terror plots and all the world changes with the overthrow of regimes. There's always a deeper reason spiritually and things that we can all learn from spiritually as a culture. And we talk about that on many different radio shows, and we've written about it at length in our newsletters. By the way, we do have a free newsletter for the 6th year now, going out every month. We write them all ourselves. We don't have help with that.
It's called Futurescope, and that's on our website, psychictwins.com.
Psychictwins.com. Sign up and subscribe to that.
And if you sign up, guys, make sure that you add us to your address book, because sometimes it'll go into spam if you don't add it into the address book. So check your spam if you're not getting your newsletters.
Yeah, that's great. So what is your website if people want more of you?
It's called psychictwins.com. I'll spell it, Tammy. ESYCHIC twins.com. It's all one word.
Perfect. So, yeah, I want people to be able to go on there and see what you're talking about, get a hold of your books, and get more of you. Because, again, I think you guys do have a lot of wonderful information. And also, you're so great at supporting people and tapping into their own information that resides. I think we all have the kingdom of heaven within. We all have that capacity to tap into it. We just aren't really taught how to do it in school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to tune into your psychic intelligence when your parents, teachers, church leaders, friends are telling you it's wrong and that you're crazy to trust what you're feeling. We help you call up a strength within. In spite of societal judgments and self-judgment and fear, we teach you how to take your power back and really claim your own psychic intelligence and how to live an extraordinary life, Tammi.
I'm all about that. You are on Empower Radio right now, so
there's a reason for that.
And you're the most empowered one on Empower. So.
I love it. Tapping into authentic power. We can all do it. So, again, I love that you guys are teaching this.
Thank you, Tammi.
Can I ask you a question? Because I was dating somebody that had either a stroke or breast cancer who had passed around you. And I also pick up a grandmother or an aunt that passed.
So did I. Tammi, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm contemplating what you're sharing.
Oh, we thought we were cut off.
Well, there have been some losses around me recently. My neighbor died of a heart attack as he was driving to the hospital one night. It's really, really sad. I don't know anything about my aunt right now, but maybe I was thinking about her the other day. Maybe I need to look on Facebook and see what's going on.
We were picking up on an illness. Also, somebody who had lung cancer came in.
Lung or breast cancer and a stroke. Yeah. And there's a grandmom that comes in around you. Did your grandmom pass?
Well, my grandmother was my most favorite human being on planet Earth, and I think she's near me a lot. But it wasn't recent, but I see her and feel her, and I dream about her constantly. So I feel she's very close.
Did she have either dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that?
Well, it was just towards the very, very end. She did die of emphysema, lung cancer.
That's the lungs that we were getting,
Yeah, she was a lifetime smoker.
Well, we picked up on her right away.
Oh, she's around you with so much love.
She's all healed. And I feel like she was very clairsentient. That's clear feeling. It's the ability to feel or sense emotions and energies. It's a strong physical or emotional reaction in the body, and I feel like she was very empathic. Is that true?
I think so. She was so quiet, though. We don't really know a lot of what was going on in her mind, although I knew what was going on in her heart. In some ways, she was the closest person to me, like, ever. But it wasn't a very verbose relationship.
Right.
And, it's funny because just recently I feel like she started talking to me.
Very clairsentient people tend to be kind of on the quiet side. They don't share much. They're so deeply feeling that they aren't usually very verbal. We have all the 4 clairs, and we use them on a daily basis with our predictive work, claircognizance, which is clear knowing, and that comes from a deeply instinctive place, kind of out of the blue. It's a knowing, a way to problem solve and think abstractly. Clairvoyance is clear seeing. We predict future events with that clair, where the images come sometimes in dreams, but mostly through our automatic or channeled writing. And clairvoyants are very observant of their natural surroundings. They tend to be very artistic. Clairaudience is clear hearing, and it comes in the form of a whisper, a voice. Sometimes people hear music who are clairaudient. Most mediums are clairaudient, and prophets and mystics through the ages were guided and instructed by angelic messages, just like Joan of Arc was inspired with her mission to lead the French army. In the 100 Years' War, she heard voices of angels that told her what to do. And so I think that you have at least 2 of these operating. And
I'm clear. I see symbols. I see things. I also hear, like I will hear a word or a sentence or messages.
Right. That's clairaudience.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit of both of those things. So
yeah, clairvoyance is getting images, dreams, symbols, things like this. Information comes in a variety of ways. So I think you are clairvoyant and clairaudient.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. So now, how would somebody, if they want to be able to communicate with somebody that's passed, we're talking about being a medium. Which clair did you say that was, and how could we maybe open up more to those relationships of those that have transitioned?
Clairaudience is really the way many mediums connect, but it's not the only clair that a medium accesses.
Like we're mediums and we access all of the clairs, and often like you'll dream, you'll have a dream of a loved one that comes and visits you, and it's very real and vivid, and that's proof of a visit. Don't question that, but that is often clairvoyance because you're seeing it, you're seeing this person. They're talking to you, that's clairaudience. So it involves different clairs. But if you have someone come to you in a dream, that's a visitation.
And are you saying that people that tend to be more visual tend to have more of those types of dreams?
I would say so. Like we're visual artists and painters and cartoonists, and so we tend to have very vivid visual dreams with color and this type of thing. And we've heard this from other painters as well, that they have very vivid, visions or dreams, and they're clairvoyant.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm an artist, and I have the most bizarre, vivid dreams. I try to tell my husband about them. He's like, "You're just crazy," but you're making it make sense for me.
Oh, that's funny because your husband is actually suppressing your natural ability, as we were talking about earlier.
He says I steal his dreams. I'm a dream stealer, so he doesn't get any, and I get them all.
It's not crazy though, and it kind of troubles me that he says that to you, because I think that's part of the whole reason people are afraid of their psychic ability and sharing it is, we had to keep our psychic ability a secret for many years. It's the only gift you really do have to keep secret.
Yeah, being psychic is really the only talent that you need to keep a secret because you're so afraid of being judged or, made wrong. What we have found is that over the years, men have a tendency to suppress women, and it's just kind of an old habit that dies hard. Our fathers did it. The old generation did it.
Yes.
The younger generation has learned from it. But we tend to, as women, allow men to suppress us. And we're not saying women don't
and I
do
think
that.
you're bringing up a good point. We are moving, I think, from a patriarchal society to a more matriarchal society that embraces the feminine, embraces the intuition, embraces these gifts that you guys are truly representing.
Right. It's more moving towards a partnership, more of a balance between masculine and feminine energy and power. And this is what I
love it.
It needs to happen.
We're alive at such a remarkable and powerful time. Isn't it exciting?
It's an exciting time. I think it's scary for a lot of people, too. And, Tammi, we wrote this book, Psychic Intelligence, to inspire people because they're so lost and so scared. We wanted to give them hope and expand their vision of what is possible, what they can do in their lives. There's so much more. Most people are way more powerful than they believe they are.
And we don't need to be afraid of our power. I think that's your core message, which I just love.
We teach people how to overcome. Yes.
We have been talking for half an hour. I can't believe it. I feel like I could talk to you for a couple more hours.
It went quickly.
Oh, it was so much
fun.
Done
for today. But I would have you back anytime. If you guys want to write me at any time, I will roll out the red carpet to have this conversation with you again.
Bless your heart, and you know we love you, and we would do that too, Tammi. And we have an exciting year ahead. We're coming out on the Bio channel. We're starring in the new doc series called The Unexplained. Doug Lyman is the producer, and we are solving a murder in Arizona, and our episode airs on the 18th of August on the Bio channel, but the series premieres August 4th.
So Bio channel, August 18th. Yes.
So if you listeners want more of the Psychic Twins, find out about their up-and-coming events and their up-and-coming predictions, go to psychictwins.com. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, listeners. I hope to talk to you again soon. Connect with me at TammiBPhD.com. Love from my heart to you. Onward and upward. Bye for now.